Lawmakers are working in our nation's capital right now on some legislation that could mean changes for how we get our power here in North Carolina.
Yeah, they're talking about the potential of wind energy, saying our state could actually be a leader nationally in the clean energy industry. But they have to act now. Carolina in the Morning's Caitlin Stansel joining us live now from Wrightsville Beach with the details on a new report that says we could see changes as soon as the next year. Caitlin, good morning to you.
Good morning, Bob and Kim. Experts say that North Carolina has almost unlimited potential for wind energy right here along our coastlines, just because of the length of those coastlines as well as our shallow seabed here behind me and the relatively consistent wind flow. And they say that if we really work now and fast and aggressively, that wind energy could power millions of homes right here in North Carolina. Now, this is all according to a new report by Environment North Carolina, and what it says is that if state and federal lawmakers want to cut carbon emissions following the EPA's Clean Power Plan, they need to act aggressively to jumpstart this industry right here along the East Coast. And officials say that in the next 15 years, what we could see is 2.7 million homes being powered by wind energy, even right here just in North Carolina. And Congress is working towards this goal right now. They're looking at extending vital tax credits for this industry, but even on the local level, experts say that residents along our coast can play a role in getting wind power started here in North Carolina.
You know, concerns around global warming continue to grow. The ability of folks along the coast, who are some of the most vulnerable communities to things like rising sea levels, to state their support of this, not only from an energy perspective, but from a climate change perspective, I think can go a long way towards making sure that we turn this potential into a reality.
Now, experts say that they believe North Carolina is really on the edge of this wind power development, really saying that the timeline is looking at the year 2030, and by then they are hoping that we can cut carbon emissions by 40% just in our state alone. Now, I just posted a web story on our website, WECT.com, that has a link straight to that report and all the details that you need to know about this really grand potential here for powering millions of homes in North Carolina. So go to our website, WECT.com. But for now, back to you guys in the studio.
So right now, Congress is working on renewing tax credit that would fuel progress with offshore wind energy, especially right here in our state.
Yeah, a new report now released by the Environmental Group in North Carolina says if our state wants to be a national leader in renewable energy, then now is the time to move forward. Carolina in the Morning's Caitlin Stansel talking to experts who say our state has almost unlimited potential when it comes to this clean energy source. Caitlin, good morning.
Good morning, Bob. That's right. Experts say that North Carolina is really ideal for offshore wind energy, not only because of our long coastline, but also because of the shallow seabed right behind me here and the pretty consistent wind flow. Now, they say that if our nation and state want to really take advantage of these resources, what they need to do is act right now and really be aggressive in pushing for development. Now, up until this point, we've only really seen wind energy being used in Europe, and experts predict that in the next year we could see the first wind turbines being put up right here in the United States off the shore of Massachusetts. And that's a really critical move because not just for our nation's pursuit of clean energy, but also North Carolina's. They hope that this progress will push federal leaders to renew tax credits that would help fund these developments, but also strengthen and follow the EPA's Clean Power Plan. And they believe our state's really on the edge of seeing that wind power industry take off right here, and that North Carolina, if lawmakers work right now, they could be a leader in this movement.
This is closer to the finish line than a lot of people might be aware of. This is something we could see starting to happen in the next 1 to 5 years, and really over the next 5 to 10 years start to see a massive build out in terms of offshore wind. The third thing that we hope people will take from it is that it's up to our elected officials to push this across the finish line and make it a reality here in North Carolina.
Now, the timeline of that new report is really looking at the year 2030, and they say that if we do be aggressive on this development, that we could see carbon emission cuts by 40%, and this wind energy source could power 2.7 million homes right here in North Carolina. Live this morning, Caitlin Stansel for Carolina in the Morning. Back to you guys.